Hey, 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 all you tangling friends. This is Yehudit Steinberg, certified Zentangle instructor, and we are back for another Inktober recording. I have to admit that it's quite a challenge to draw a new pattern every day for 31 days. We're hanging in there, have been having some technical issues, and we're still coming along. So today is day 18, and the pattern we're learning today is Slowpoke. And guess what? It feels really Slowpokey today to be able to get on to record. So it's just apropos. So in this video series for Inktober Tangles 2022. Okay, here I am. I think I got it right. We are doing a two-part series in this video. This is a beginner's channel, and I wanted to make sure that there was an opportunity to actually create the step outs for the patterns for Inktober 2022. It's been a little bit of a challenge finding different step outs and videos on these patterns, because a lot of these patterns aren't very well known. And now you can come to this channel and whenever you need to know how to do the tangles. So first part is we draw the step out together, and step outs are basically 6 steps or less of an elemental design, an elemental line, and builds a pattern. That is the Zentangle way, the classic Zentangle way, as it was created by the founders Rick Roberts and Maria Thomas. So I have created a beginner's guide, and a number of you have downloaded it. But if this is your first time watching this series and you want to learn these 31 tangles, then download the beginner's guide. It has everything you need to be able to follow through with this challenge, even after October is over. The link is in the description, and there is a step out template so that you can draw along with me. And today we are doing Slowpoke, and it's a pretty easy pattern. I really like this pattern. It's a combination of the printemps, which is the spiral, and well, it's a variation on that. And this is the step out. Let's get our materials together. We need something to draw on and something to draw with. I'm using the same pens and pencils that I have been doing for the past the past 17 days. There is an intro video, and if you go to the channel, you will find it under playlist, and it will explain a lot of the basics that that may catch you up. So let's go over to the studio now and jump in the studio. I'm going to here we go. And I have here the mandala. We're creating a mandala with the pattern each day, and we will be adding Slowpoke, this tangle here. I'm going to put it over on in this spot. the second part of the video. Now let's take a look at the step out. Here's our step out. And it's basically, we're going to have 6 steps. It's pretty simple. And let's get started. So the first thing that we do is we draw the stencil. Now, I have a template in the beginner's guide, and I am sending out email prompts. I will be updating my supply list with all of the supplies that I have been using here during October, and I'll include this stencil. It's on Etsy, and it was created especially for Zentangle Step Outs by a certified Zentangle teacher, and it's really pretty good. So this is a 4x6 card, and I have a little box with index cards 1 through 31. It's going to be my Inktober patterns box, and I have it labeled so that it's in 2022, and then subsequent years we'll just continue to add. So gotta pay attention here. There we go. There you go. So the first thing we do is write the name, which is Slowpoke. Now, I really love doing step outs to learn the patterns, and I find that I learn the nuances of the patterns when I do the step outs. So it's a great way to practice, as well as by the end of 31 days, you will this pattern was designed by Chris Letourneau. I hope I am pronouncing this correctly. Forgive me if there's a little bit of misspelling or mispronunciation, I should say. All right. It's not perfect, but it gets the point. So I actually like to start my step outs with pencil, because a lot of times it's the first time that I'm drawing this pattern, and I started out at least with a pencil, and then move on to adding the ink to it. We're going to start with a parallel lines like this. So pretty simple straight lines. And I turn my paper. Now I'm left-handed, and I don't know, any of you lefties out there? And then we're going to make another line parallel beneath the one we just drew. And we call that an aura in Zen Tangle. Now, let's take our I'm using this pink-ish fine liner, Tri Plus fine liner Statler for all the new lines that we draw in. So we're going to take I'm now going to take my 01 Statler black. Any fine liner will do. A lot of the CZTs like the Micron. I like the Statler because the nib is a little bit sturdier than the Micron. So if you're heavy-handed like me, you may want to consider trying Statler. And I'll have links to all these pens and materials in the material guide for you by the end of this series. I'm spending a lot of my time preparing and doing these videos every day. It's quite a commitment, and I'm having a ball doing it, but it doesn't allow for a whole lot of other things. So one of the things you want to take into consideration, and right here, and that's why I like doing step outs, I really didn't leave a whole lot of room for the next step. And the next step is we're going to put spirals across there. So when I draw this again, I'm going to leave a little more room and make it a touch wider. And those are some of the things that you learn when you do a step out, is you really are seeing if you can duplicate the pattern. And you may run into some of these fine details that it's not going to tell you in the step out. And yeah. So that's why I like to still, I don't want these bumps to be too much for right now, but it still works out even if it is. So now what we're going to do is we're going to draw a spiral. And I'm going to start from this corner, and I'm going to come up to the top, and I'm going to bring it around like so. Then I'm going to repeat. And repeat this again all the way across. What's really cool is when you start doing the same pattern over and over, and you concentrate on each line one at a time, duplicating that pattern, does a few things. It helps to build memory, muscle memory in your hands and your eyes and brain. Now, that's it for that step. So we're going to come down to the step 4. We're going to come in here, and we're going to do our parallel lines. And, you know, you can do a lot of variations and play with it as you're putting your patterns together. This is just the basic way to that this pattern is drawn. So we're going to draw again our spirals. The other benefit of drawing these repetitive patterns is that it gives you slowly and each line at a time, you get better at drawing the pattern, but it also gives your mind a chance to just solidly focus on drawing and kind of block out some of the other stuff that may be taking up your mind space. And there we go. Now we're going to turn this over. And I'm going to use my contrasting color here. And I gotta think about this for a minute. Now, seems like I left quite a bit of space. On this side. So now we have drawn now we've drawn we're almost finished. Now we're going to add some embellishments. So let's do our pattern again, all of this in number 5, and then I'll show you the embellishment that we are going to do with this pattern. Drawing our parallel lines. Then we're going to divide with our wavy line down the middle. Now we're going to do our spiral printemps on the top, next to each other. And by this time now, I seem to have figured out how much space I want to leave between these parallel lines and the wavy line to get the pattern effect that I'm looking for. So when we're ready to draw on our mandala, we've got it. So I'm going to turn this again. And we're going to go in the opposite direction. And we turn our paper so that we can keep our hand, and we move our paper so that we can keep our hand in the same place that it draws the best. So we're not like taking our hand and coming back around. Then you don't get the best lines. Well, Slowpoke is slowly coming around. I'm gonna kind of fill in there where I think I would be. So I'm going to turn this back around for you. And what we're going to do is in the spaces that we have in between each of these print tops, I'm going to create a little circle, a little orb. The pattern in Zentangle, we call it tipple. We have names for all our patterns so that we can talk about them. We have a whole language of Zentangle language. So in my supply list, that download that I have it linked in the guide, beginner's guide, I have a list of some of the most popular vocabulary that we use in Zentangles. And so that's really helpful. And then I keep adding to that list. All right, so that's pretty much what we have for our step outs. There's one other embellishment that we do, and I'm going to actually do it right on here. You can make a separate one and do it over here if you like, but I'm just going to do it here because I want to show you. It's I'm just giving some little lines in the space where we drew the parallel lines. So I hope that you have gained some knowledge on how to draw a step out and to draw the Slowpoke step out. Now we're going to go over and get our mandala, and we're going to draw it in one of the spaces in the mandala. So let's there's your step out. And so here's the step out I drew. And we're going to get ready for part 2, which is drawing Slowpoke on the mandala. This is the mandala template we're using, and that's available in the beginner's guide. The link is in the description. Here is an update on what I've been doing every day. And let's go back into the studio and draw Slowpoke. Now, my mouse is giving me a little bit of an issue here, but I guess it's decided to come to the party. All right, let's back this out a little. And I'm going to turn it. Okay, now this is all pretty unrehearsed. My videos are basically not perfect. They are giving you a glimpse into my process and how I work. And they are geared towards beginners. And I go slow and I walk you through how I'm doing things step by step. So I'm going to draw this Slowpoke. I'm going to put it in here. So in order to do that, I'm going to have to turn it a little bit so I can get my lines going. So I'm going to give them a curve, like I had that a curve. I think I might curve it and maybe match up, because it might look kind of interesting to have two border type patterns next to each other. Now I'm drawing it in pencil like it was a string, you know, so I have the placement, because it's so important to have the right placement. So it's this is kind of sketchy. I'm not quite sure why I have it like that, but it's even seeming a little. There we go. All right. Now I have a little dog named Bob. And Bob's our little watchdog. And he watches out the window. And when the UPS guy drives down the street, even if he's not coming here, somebody's walking the dog down the street. I live in a very quiet neighborhood. I don't have a lot of sirens and things like that to worry about. But I do have, you know, sometimes Bob's out in the yard while I'm doing this, but today he's in here. So if he starts saying hello to somebody, I have a big sign on my door that says, don't ring the doorbell. Dog gets upset. And the UPS guy, they used to drop off things at my house. And they didn't ring the doorbell until I put the sign not to ring the doorbell, and then they ring the doorbell. So go figure. But anyway. So what I tend to do here is I draw it in, and I am a little bit going to be catching up over the weekend. I like to do some, I like to draw the pattern in first. That's the first thing I do. I get it where I like it. Well, I draw it in. And then I let it sit for a little bit before I come back and embellish it and finish it. And especially with this, now I have these different colors. Now that it's getting kind of filled up, I want to be able to get a sense of, I want to be able to have some quiet time and reflection. That's really where I get my creativity. I'm not, I see some people are able to be really spontaneous and fluid, and move through their designs and patterns, and you'll see their videos. That's a skill that I am growing into. I actually like to savor each pattern, each design I'm doing. I don't like to rush because I like the Zentangle practice of one line at a time and an ability to just slow down and move into ritual time where, you know, beyond time and space, so I can just really enjoy what I'm doing. And I tend to forget about all the other stuff I got to do in this world. So while I'm on this end, I'm going to make my little orbs in the center here where I have space. And in the places where I have extra, like here, well, you know what? I'm going to put a few more, because I don't know if I want to darken it. I can decide that later on. But right now, I just want to get in these embellishments. There we go. Now, what I suggest that you do is go ahead and search on YouTube for other artists that are doing the Inktangle Tangles 2022. That's the hashtag, and see what they've done. And if you do have the download, or you have the link to the official, there is an official guide and a Facebook group for this challenge that the organizers have put together. You can get all that information in the beginner's guide. And I send out emails every time I upload a video, like the group now will be getting it. And the thing about the videos, that the emails that I send out, I keep the links to all the videos in there. I don't take it out every day. So by the end of 30 days, well, that's about as big as it's going to get there. So I will be coming in now and taking this pattern or something similar with the coloration that I've done with this guy, and I will be putting it on my mandala. So that concludes today's lesson on Slowpoke. Let's see, how do I turn this so you can see it there? On Slowpoke. And I hope that you've enjoyed it, and that Again, I have a sticky mouse today. There we go. Come on. Here we go. There we go. So I need to figure out how to get this a little unsticky. I may need to get a new mouse or clean it or something. All right. So we are tomorrow we are doing tag H for day 19. The beginner's guide, if you want to grab it, the link's in the description. Oh, and hey, don't forget, if you like this channel and you want to come back and get more videos as well, and you really want to help me out, I'd love to have you subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications. And if you notice on this slide, it says at the top 11 subscribers. I now have 66 subscribers. I'm going for 100 so that I can get a custom URL link for you folks, so it's not so it's recognizable. So if you can help me out by subscribing, I'd really appreciate it. And today we did day 18, Slowpoke, Inktober Tangles 2022. And I am Yehudit Steinberg, certified Zentangle instructor. And I'll see you on the next video. Have a great day. Bye for now.